This is France, the next country on our list of 30 that we're trying to capture on film. And for this video, we get to have two very special guests in the form of my dad and my aunt, who were patient enough to let me pull over and take pictures a few too many times. We picked up this rental car from the airport and made a beeline for France. Now that beeline went straight to a town named Fampoux.
We're walking around the Airbnb that we're staying in. We're in a city called Fampoux. It's really pretty. The Airbnb host is amazing, honestly. He's really cool and talkative and funny. And they have a dog and a cat, which I know is great for Dad and Shar.
So wanting to explore a little bit, we walked away from the Airbnb and just in a random direction, and that led us to some farmland and, more importantly, some high-speed rail lines.
I think the high-speed line are like behind that fence there, because the highway's behind that. That would honk too, didn't it? Yeah. It's crazy because you just see a sparkle of the headlights and then it's here and then it's gone. So what did you think of train spotting, Dad? Yeah? You haven't done it before?
Slow moving freight train.
Yeah, so it's recording. You go like this, and there's your screen.
Day 2 had a much more somber feel to it because we spent it at the Canadian War Memorial in Vimy, which serves as a memorial for all the Canadians killed in the First World War. It also commemorates those presumed dead who had no known grave.
It's for you. Okay, ready?
But we're walking from the visitor center to the memorial itself, and all around us are these lumpy craters and shell holes, and they were saying that back then the trees weren't here because they were all cut down by the artillery and everything was just mud. There was no grass, so I can't imagine what it would have been like actually being here when everything was going on. I found you. What's your impression of everything so far?
Well, it's hard to take it all in. 100,000 soldiers were building up for all the time that it was, and 100,000 Germans on the other side, 3,500 down. A piece of real estate, like aside from sort of just farmland, that would stay farmland.
It's so sad. Military strategy and so on. The end result is very sad. Yeah. There's no way to say engineering was amazing or triumph. It's not triumph with somebody dead.
Yeah.
It's hard. There's no way to glamorize it.
So day 3, we are leaving the east side of France and making our way to Normandy, which means about 5 hours of driving west. That we broke up with a couple stops, one of which in this little French town to grab lunch in a completely French-speaking restaurant. No English was being spoken there for sure, but we made it work, and they were nice enough to make it work with us. So. So the specific place in Normandy that we're visiting is Juno Beach, given that's the Canadian beachhead during the D-Day invasions. It's a really interesting contrast because you have this bustling sort of port city. Then right next to it, you have the bunkers from the D-Day invasions and the old like Nazi Atlantic Wall fortress Europe that was built within like seconds of each other.
Oh my gosh. Imagine being inside this thing.
Also, if you haven't already seen the Instagram reel or the TikTok of these fake ventilation shafts, they're not necessarily fake because they do ventilate still, but they added this extra feature that if you throw a grenade in it, the grenade doesn't go into the bunker itself.
So to provide some context of what you're saying is we're in Caen right now, which is the largest city south of Normandy. We have a 4-hour drive south to go to the Loire Valley, a wine region that Dad and Shaw really wanted to check out. It's 3 p.m. now.
So hopefully we make it there at a fairly reasonable hour.
We're gonna take a little drive together and try to find Dad and Char.
Whole European thing of parking on the curb. A bit of a gamble because I think I'm still a bit of a walk from them. But there's guaranteed parking spots right here, and I feel like if I get closer to them, it's going to get very difficult to find parking. All right.
Hello.
So there's certain moments with photography that you feel like you can't take a bad photo. In this case, it was golden hour and the cows were posed really nicely. Yet often in these times, I prove that you can take a bad photo like most of these are. Now, gas station shot, don't even know what I was doing there. That was terrible. But anyways, given we were having more fun taking pictures than actually getting to our next Airbnb in Loire, we didn't make it there until well after midnight, which is fine, but it's a little less fine when you're driving deep into farmland and losing cell service. But thankfully, no bad things or bad people appeared in the dark, while also seeing some crazy beautiful views of the night sky, which of course are not going to show up on camera, but you're just going to have to take my word for it. Day 5 started with a impromptu cave tour from the Airbnb host, who was a really cool guy.
This cave, it's a Denis cave,
Uh-huh.
and this house, it's 13.
13.
It's the first house on this area.
Area? Yeah.
No,
Okay.
13. Sotari.
13th century. Wow.
Vine here.
Oh yeah.
Before.
Wait.
To make vine here. Again too.
The building we're in is in the 15th century and the caves are the 11th century.
After the cave tour, we had a couple things on our to-do list. 2 of those being castles and 1 of those being a wine tour.
Found another path.
Kind of nice timing wise, I ran out of the expired film, so we can go back to getting some nice colors that you can see sort of the difference between expired and normal in these 2 pictures.
Pour manger ou pour
Manger.
manger? Je vais avoir la petite tête juste ici si vous voulez.
Merci.
After having some lunch, we ran across this very random tank museum that was closed on the inside, so we couldn't see any of the main exhibits on the inside, but the outside was just there. Our second castle, though, had closed by the time we had got there, so only thing that wasn't closed was this one building that we weren't too sure what it was. Kind of looked like a grain silo, but we weren't certain, and it didn't really say. And that was our 5th day. I didn't really record the wine tour. They said not to, and I didn't feel like getting yelled at in French, so I let that go.
Oh, there's a gym. Okay, not sure how horrible this audio is going to be since the mic's once again dead, but today we woke up in Loire and drove to the Le Mans 24-hour race museum, and now we're checking out the track, and I got some motorcycles going by, and then we drive to Versailles for our Airbnb, which is about a 3-hour drive from here.
So after making a really brief stop to just drop off our things in the Airbnb, we made it to Versailles early enough to have a quick evening in Paris.
Beautiful, hot, sunny day
In Paris.
in Paris.
What about you, Shark? How do you feel seeing Paris for the first time?
Well, I don't know, just interesting and curious and want to see what's all the talk about.
So to start off our last day in France, we checked out this old antique shop that had some cool old pictures that I went through, and then we went to the actual palace of Versailles, which Dad had some thoughts about.
Excessively excessive.
Yeah.
It's ridiculously obsessive. Just the size. I mean, how many rooms do you need?
Yeah.
And despite the beauty of this place, I only managed to take one photo, which I'm not even particularly proud of, but yeah, there it is. And that was France. Over before it even felt like it started. It was a really great trip. Lots of sights to see. A handful of pictures I'm pretty proud of. Namely these couple I'll put on screen. Aside from that, I hope you enjoyed, and you get to go to France soon, and you can take some pictures of it as well.